Hey guys, this is John with the Alpha Channel update for Wednesday, June 11th, 2024 here in Los Angeles. And today we have Conan the Barbarian 65, where Conan and Belit visit an abandoned or what is believed to be a haunted island. They're really haunted waters, but then the waters themselves were occupied. The waters had an island and the island had sorcerers and evil and demons and savages. So we're going to get to that. Before I get into this one, I need to make up with you guys. I need to apologize because yesterday, something I really wanted to talk about with 63, where Conan becomes Amra, is it 63 or 60? Yeah, 63, because 64 we did a while ago. So check out the Terminator line on Conan's ribs and on his leg. The Terminator line is the dark shadow line, the deepest shadow, and then there's usually another shadow on the other side of it. John Buscema is such a masterful artist. He did the same thing here on the blonde Amra's back, the redhead ginger Amra. And there's a couple more in here that are just such magnificent. And I really like this page. This page is in the next book too, where the bushes are in Conan's way, and they obscure the foreground, and then Conan and the others are coming through the back. That same panel is in this next issue, and it's awesome. I don't remember if there's any more, there's so much good stuff in here. Let's just jump right back to 65. So that was 63, and I had missed those highlights yesterday. Today is 65. Conan, now called Amra by the Black Corsairs, the members of the crew, is with Belit. And check out the axe here on the cover. This axe is in this episode. I don't know if this axe was already on the last issues. It looks like it is. It's on 63. So in this issue, Conan gets this axe. It is literally the same axe. Of course, it's an axe in every issue, but it's not that special. I really like how the sailing ship is tilted. If you've ever been on a sailboat, they never sit straight in the water. If they've got wind on them, they're listing 15 to 20 degrees because the wind is pushing the boat. So here we have Conan and Belit aboard the ship. They're chatting about who they're going to sell their loot to. And there's a really great panel right here where Conan is sitting down and Belit is the second panel. Look at Belit's face. John Buscema did such a magnificent job. He had Conan sit down on one of those rope coils and just have Belit standing there talking to him. It's just so incredible. And then our flashback, again, is only a few panels. The first flashback, there's two in this one, but they're only a few panels. Also, John Buscema's panel layouts. There's some panels here, he's got 9. And it doesn't look crowded. Like this one is 7 and it's not crowded at all. Really, just an incredible artist. Every shot of Conan and Belit together is just magnificent. I don't know if they killed Belit around the same time they killed Jean Grey, but they brought Jean Grey back. They never brought Belit back. I do have one complaint on this first page, and it cannot go unmentioned. The boat right here, the sailboat, the back sail is layered in front of the front sail in an impossible way. I couldn't unsee it. It's not right. It's just not right. And then here in this other one, here, I'm gonna hold it up a little bit longer. Just take a close look at that. That back sail should not be overlapping the front sail. It should be behind it. But I'm not gonna complain too loud. I also love, there's some more shots of some great things John Buscema does on the boat here. This panel right here, where the cord and the pulley are obscuring because there's not really a lot to obscure the frame, but he put a cord and a pulley in there. And then just everything about this ship here where it's coming forward, the island in the background, Belit's face, this ship where it's going down the hill of water. So back here a couple pages ago, they were sailing into port to make some deals with a fence. And the fences are usually difficult to deal with. And then these 3 ships were waiting for them, and they set out in pursuit. And so Belit demanded that they flee to these haunted waters. And look at them sailing down that hill of water while the other boats stay back in the safe zone. Isn't that amazing? Like, he didn't make the sea flat or anything. It's just genius work. I love this pillar, this mountain, this volcano covered in clouds, and everything about this. He's such an incredible artist. And the story's pretty good too. Here we go with the panel. It's in the same place too. Top left panel, Conan and Belit coming out of the jungle with the leaves in front of them. I believe it happens one more time. I don't think this is the one that I saw that I was impressed with. Here they find this little hut. They find a little hut on the shore, and they find this big dead guy in it. He's supposed to be like 7 feet tall. He's a giant, and he's got this axe. No one can lift up the axe except Amra the lion. He can lift up the axe. Belit says it's because the others were not worthy, like Captain America. Oh, also, I gotta point out this front arm on the cover. Look at how Conan's arms are twisted, but John Buscema still makes it work. In another artist, I would be complaining, but he makes it work. Like, the bicep is coming forward, but then the elbow folds back. It's just incredible. Just incredible. So here, Conan gets Belit is so incredibly beautiful in every frame. Conan gets the axe. They're about to leave the hut, and they discover a tribe of pygmies coming down the stairs from the upper temple. They saw the stairs earlier, but didn't go up. And let's see, they kill one of these guys. I'm just trying to see what happens. I don't want to flip the pages without narrating a little bit. So now this is interesting. The chief witch doctor of this tribe, or shaman, has a mallet and a gong that whenever he strikes it, the enemies, lose their balance and feel like they're hit by a concussive wave, whereas his own pygmies don't get the same effect. And so they get tied up and brought up to this upwards temple with a feathered serpent on it, painted over the door. And this guy, I want to call him Gulath Khan, but that's not his name. He just has the same kind of hat. This feathered shaman, this white guy, gives another flashback and explains how he became in control and murdered that guy 100 years ago. Amun, the guy that Conan took the axe from, they fought 100 years ago. They've been here for 100 years. And then Conan, they have some back and forth. Conan gets thrown in a cell, and this guy decides that he wants to have some fun with Belit. Because of course he does. So Conan gets out of his bonds, but discovers that the bars of the cell are too strong, and he can't do anything. And the scream that he heard, so here Conan hears a scream that's he thinks it's Belit, and that's what he's been messing with the rawhide ropes for a couple hours. He's been in there for a couple hours already, and he finally snaps them and realizes he can't get out. And Belit, meanwhile, this guy unties Belit. She grabs the knife from the other dude he slew and throws it at this shaman, this sort of witch doctor. Hits him in the chest. So there's no thrown sword, but she does throw the knife, hits him in the chest. And, give me a couple pages. She comes down to free Conan. As she does, a feathered serpent arrives and Conan must fight it. And he uses the knife that the shaman had stabbed the other guy with, that Belit threw at the shaman, and then I guess Belit takes it back. Let me back up a little bit. I'm not sure if that's what happened. Yeah, Belit retrieves the knife and goes down to find Conan. And Conan uses the knife to decapitate the feathered serpent. We have Captain America fighting the Red Skull for Hostess Twinkies. And finally, Conan and the guy have a fight, because the guy is like a vampire. Stab wounds won't kill him. So Conan, at one point, he's strangling Conan, and Conan is stabbing him over and over and over again. And then Belit pulls the guy off. And so the guy, here's what's interesting. Belit doesn't pull the guy off. Belit warns the guy that Amun, that corpse where Conan got the axe, is alive and is coming up, is approaching the castle. And so the guy can't believe it. He runs over to the window and takes a look, and sure enough, there's Amun yelling at him, saying, "I'm going to get you, I'm going to get you." Conan wastes no time, heaves up the axe and decapitates the guy, even though they don't show it. So now look at this. John Buscema had a lot to do in these last 2 pages. 9 panels each page, right? Perfectly framed, beautiful, smooth. Well, I guess this one isn't 9. This one is only 7. No, it's 8 at least. There's 2 up front. And so when they get back down to the ship, their witch doctor explains that he had necromancied Amun and that he's not really alive and that they're free to escape. And that's the end of the issue. They wrapped it up really fast. I didn't even see this. I don't know what this is. Take a look. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read it. But yeah, this is Conan 65. Amazing issue. Really well done. They got a lot done. It's a single issue. It's not a to be continued. I think they rushed the last 2 pages, but so it goes. Today for the Wildwood Tarot, here's the cover. Her and the Horned God, the Green Man, the Hooded Man. And today we have, for the card, here's the back, the Blasted Oak, which I am presuming is much like the Tower, because this seems like a high, what are they called, the High Arcana, the 11 cards. So the Blasted Oak and someone falling, which reminds me of the Tower. And it's funny because one of the new 0 boards is a tower getting blasted. Dog wants to be in the conversation. He's so lonely. They never take care of him. He's the most neglected dog I've ever seen. But I live surrounded by savages here in Los Angeles. There's like no white people in the area where I live. Or they have houses. And I don't know them. There's plenty of white people, I just don't know them. So I don't have a lot to talk about today. I'm probably going to keep this short. I got some cooking to do. So what do I want to talk about? Patriot Front is not feds. None of them are being paid by feds. What would it take? Here's a negotiation tactic. What would it take to convince you that, what evidence would you need to see to change your mind about Patriot Front? And then consider that, and what would you think about them if you did change your mind about them? What is it about Patriot Front that scares people like Joe Rogan into saying that they're feds? Because they're not really breaking any laws. They're not abusing people. They're not starting fights. They're not doing what the Proud Boys were doing, where Proud Boys were going and picking fights with people. Proud Boys picked a fight with a bunch of Patriot Front guys. So what does that accomplish? I watched a Larkin Rose video today where he's talking about how a violent revolution for corrupt statism will just get you more corrupt statism, because once the violent revolution is over, the people who remain will set up the same government they had. And the only way to get a new government is ideas. You need a war for ideas. The ideas have to win before the violence, which is interesting. I'm probably not doing a rack for these this weekend. Probably not doing a rack for these for another month or 2. Anyhow, I don't even know what I have to say. I'm just here to sell my comics. Way over here today, Legend of Ashley Fox, Legacy of a Mad Scientist. If you like Conan, you guys can't read that, but there's good art here. You'll love this story. If you like Conan and you don't like this story, I can't give you your money back because it's free. So, yeah, all right, I don't have a lot to say. See you guys.